It's 3 a.m. Your room is silent, but your mind is screaming. You're replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, wondering, why did I say that?
I get it. I've been there too. You know that visceral feeling of lying there, staring at the ceiling, just completely paralyzed by some tiny mistake you made yesterday, or dreading something that hasn't even happened yet? It is an agonizing feeling. Your body is physically exhausted, but your brain is running a marathon on a treadmill. It's spinning out of control, it's circular, and it feels absolutely impossible to stop.
And the worst part is, this doesn't just magically stop when the sun comes up. This constant overthinking takes a massive, hidden toll on your mental energy. You haven't even run a mile, but by 2 p.m. you feel completely drained. You start getting decision paralysis over the absolute smallest things: what to eat, what to wear, what route to take to work. You literally start avoiding the simplest tasks like replying to a basic text message or answering an email just because it feels too heavy. Listen to me right now. This is not laziness. This is a biological stress response. Your nervous system is just under constant cognitive strain.
So many of us are walking around with this high-functioning anxiety. You're showing up to work, you're smiling, you're performing, but inside, you're operating at maybe 70% capacity while doing everything in your power to make it look like 100%. Man, it is exhausting to wear that mask every single day while your executive brain is just working overtime. If this sounds like your brain right now, hit that like button so I know I'm not alone here.
Seriously, it helps so much to know we aren't crazy for feeling this way, because a massive 73% of young adults report experiencing this exact same struggle. You're not broken. You're not flawed. You're dealing with a learned habit, a biological loop that almost 3/4 of us are also trapped in. So let's just strip away the shame right now and look under the hood at what's actually happening in there.
To really master this, we have to understand the two different directions our minds get trapped in. First up, we've got worry. Worry is future-focused. It's driven by uncertainty and runs on these rapid-fire what-if chains. What if I fail? What if they hate my presentation? And then, on the flip side, we have rumination, which is past-focused. That one runs on heavy, looping why did I chains. Why did I say that? Why did that happen? Now, they feel like totally different problems, right? But neuroscience actually tells us they are the exact same exhausting habit loop, running in the exact same part of your brain. Same mechanism, just pointing in a different direction.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating is why our brains even do this in the first place. I had this massive aha moment when I learned about the smoke detector principle. See, evolutionarily, our biology is totally hardwired for survival. If there was even a tiny chance of a hungry tiger hiding in the bushes, it really paid off to be hypervigilant. Our brains are designed to prefer 100 false alarms over missing one real deadly threat. But most of us aren't running from tigers anymore. We're overthinking a Slack message from our boss. Your brain is literally just trying to protect you, but its ancient alarm system is wildly miscalibrated for our modern world.
So what's actually going on physically in your head when you start spiraling? It's what we call the stuck circuit. You've got this goal-directed network in your brain that handles focused action, and then something called the default mode network, which lights up when you turn inward to reflect. Well, when you overthink, the connection between these two just gets locked in this really unhealthy pattern. Your inward-focused reflection network basically hijacks your brain. It runs totally unchecked on autopilot, and your rational, goal-directed brain just cannot pull your attention away from it. It is an actual, physical, structural loop.
And this right here brings us to the ultimate trap, especially for successful, analytical people. So hear me loud and clear on this one. You cannot think your way out of overthinking. You try to analyze your anxiety. You try to outlogic your rumination. You review the memories over and over. You journal for hours. You try to logically reframe everything. But trying to use your analytical mind to fix a problem that's caused by analyzing way too much, it's literally like pouring gasoline on a fire. The analytical mind you're using is the exact part of the brain that's caught in the loop. You're just making the circuit spin faster.
We trick ourselves into thinking all this endless spinning is actually useful. But productive reflection is completely different from unhelpful overthinking. Think about it. Reflection moves you forward. Overthinking just leaves you stuck. Reflection focuses on concrete, actionable issues you can actually solve today. Overthinking fixates on abstract problems you have absolutely zero control over. Reflection helps you let go, but overthinking, that just creates a relentless doom spiral. We somehow convince ourselves that stressing out is the exact same thing as problem solving, but it's not. It's a complete illusion of control.
Okay, so we know the biology, we know the traps, and we know for a fact we can't just think our way out of it. So how do we actually break this loop?
Well, the amazing news here is that you absolutely can. Your brain learned this habit, which means your brain can absolutely unlearn it. Research proves that these neural changes are completely reversible. So I'm going to give you some real, tangible steps to short-circuit this pattern the very next time it happens to you.
Here's a 3-step pattern interrupt you can use tonight. Step 1, name the loop. Step 2, shift to the body. And Step 3, engage an external task. Let's break these down. First, when you catch yourself spinning, you just have to name it. Say out loud, I am ruminating right now, or I am worrying. By just naming it, you instantly create distance. You engage your prefrontal cortex. You shift from being the worry to actually observing the worry.
That brings us to Step 2, which is absolutely vital. Because this alarm is biological, we have to calm the body before the mind can even begin to follow. You cannot logic a biological threat detector. You have to physically signal safety. This is where somatic grounding comes in. It's basically a 60-second reset. Place a hand on your chest. Take one normal breath. Then, consciously make your exhales longer than your inhales. This directly slows down your nervous system. Feel your feet flat on the floor. It sounds almost too simple, right? But high achievers almost always skip this. The neuroscience says this is not optional. You have to repair that connection through the body first.
Finally, Step 3, change the channel and engage the external world. When you are in an acute overthinking panic, standard advice often tells you to journal it out or sit with the feeling. But going deeper inward just engages the exact network that is already looping completely out of control. Don't go inward, go external. Engage in a focused task that forces your executive brain to come back online. Do a complex puzzle, paint something, go for a walk in nature, or just have a conversation that demands real active listening. You need to pull your attention outward to physically break that circuit.
Now, to really make this stick and rewire those pathways for good, you need to know about the power of the number 5. See, the brain learns new patterns through what we call repetition density. Doing an exercise once a week randomly, that doesn't really cut it. You need to pick one specific practice, like that 60-second somatic reset, or a specific external focus task, and do it for 5 consecutive days. A 5-day intensive will almost always outperform spreading those exact same sessions out over a month. That consecutive repetition is how you actually rewrite your brain's habits and finally find some lasting peace.
I really want you to remember this. Overthinking is not your identity. It's a habit you learned, and it's one you can unlearn. You are not broken. You just have a beautiful, highly active mind that occasionally gets stuck in the wrong gear. Once you understand the mechanism, you can take your power back. If you want to master your mind and stop being a prisoner of your thoughts, subscribe and join our community. Let's grow together.